access and quality and relevant and even liberating basic education for our learners. According to the former Secretary of the Department of Education, Secretary Lapos, he said, education is the greatest equalizer. And I adhere to these lines because I, for one, is a concrete evidence that education is the greatest equalizer. I am just a product, hindi po pobrihi nga pamilya di daataft, ang akong tatay paraghubog nga karpintero, ang akong nanay paraghubog nga labandera. But our family was liberated from the bondage of poverty through education. That is why today we are campaigning for the support of our different stakeholders who are with us today to support the smooth opening of classes come August 2022. This OPLAN BALIK ESKWELA Interagency CONVERGENCE meeting is being conducted annually for us to trumpet that opening of classes is nearing. Aside from this OB, we have the BALIK Brigada ESKWELA program. This OPLAN BALIK ESKWELA Interconvergence Conference is being conducted because we want to solicit the support of the different government agencies. I said in my opening statement, it takes a village to educate a child. We are one community. We are one family to help each other provide basic education for our learners. The kind of education that we will provide to our children, the kind of education that our children will be receiving from us, the quality of education that our children will be getting from our schools solely depends on each and every one of us. It is not only the responsibility of the Department of Education. It is not only the responsibility of the Philippine military, the PNP, nor the mayors, nor other stakeholders, but the education of our children is the responsibility for everybody. That is why I am thankful to our stakeholders who are around, who were recognized by Mrs. Cuesta, who represented the Chief of the School and Governance Operations Division, who is now on leave because of a very significant or a very important purpose. My dear school administrators, my dear stakeholders, today we will be listening to the support, to the pledge of support, the statements of support of our stakeholders. That is why this OB is being conducted. And I am very happy that we are here gathered today for this important purpose. We all know that pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic is still with us. Just yesterday, I was asked by the regional office the kind of modality that Eastern Samar Division will be employing come August 2022, the first day of classes. There were 5 menus that we have to select from. The first was the limited face-to-face instruction. The second is full face-to-face instruction. The third is the combination of the limited face-to-face and full instruction. Then the fourth is the blended learning, meaning blended learning modality, meaning there is an instruction, a limited face-to-face instruction, and there is an online instruction, and the use of module. And the fifth one is purely distant learning modality, meaning our learners will not be reporting physically to schools, but they will be given instruction through online instruction through the use of our self-learning modules. During the pandemic, we employed the distant learning modality through the use of self-learning modules. And we found it very difficult for our learners to do. And not only the learners are affected, including the entire family, because the parents had to assist the learning activities of our learners, of our children, especially the kinder, the grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. Then as we move on facing the COVID-19 pandemic, we piloted the limited face-to-face instruction. And this limited face-to-face instruction, the first division that submitted 100% of the schools to employ this limited face-to-face instruction was Eastern Samar Division. And it was a very difficult thing for the entire division of Eastern Samar to do this, because there were many things to comply. According to that school safety assessment tool, there were many things that we have to comply. And the first one is, how are we going to face the COVID-19 pandemic while conducting the limited face-to-face instructions? Good enough that in Eastern Samar, most of our teachers who were involved in the limited face-to-face instructions were already vaccinated. Second, the 12 to 17 learners of the Department of Education Eastern Samar Division, where 70%, 77, where is Doctora? It's almost 77% were vaccinated. And the challenge that we are facing now is the vaccination of our kinder or 5-year-old to 12. And this is a challenge for all of us, because as much as possible, our learners should first be basically vaccinated. If we want to protect the health of our learners by their parents and other stakeholders, especially those who are here on the head table, to support the Department of Health in our campaign for vaccination. Because this is one of the measures that we can ensure to curtail the occurrence of COVID-19 pandemic. We cannot dissociate our schools. We cannot dissociate our learners. We cannot dissociate our communities from this COVID-19. COVID-19 virus will stay with us forever. And the only thing that we should do is to prepare for this, is to observe health protocols. I forgot to mention the kind of modality that Eastern Samar come August 2022 will be employing. We agreed with the management team of the division that we will be employing the full face-to-face instruction. But there are challenges on this. There are challenges on this because I've been thinking of this all the while last night because we submitted this yesterday. Because one of the requirements